What's up, future millionaires and current ramen noodle enthusiasts? Your favorite slightly jaded, always honest Gen Z financial analyst is back. Today, we're diving headfirst into a topic that most gurus on your feed would rather you not understand: the brutal, unforgiving difference between buying cash-flowing assets and, let's just call it what it is, flexing liabilities. Hook, the illusion of wealth. You know the vibe. Scrolling through Instagram, you see it, the rented Lambo, the designer drip that costs more than your monthly rent, the spontaneous trip to Bali financed entirely on credit cards. Everyone's a CEO now, right? But here's the tea: most of what you're seeing isn't wealth. It's an illusion. It's a performance. And it's actively making them, and potentially you, poorer. We're talking about the difference between things that make you money, and things that suck money out of your life, all for the sake of looking rich. Spoiler: looking rich doesn't pay the bills. Being rich does. So, if you're done pretending and ready to actually build some legitimate wealth without selling your soul or a mastermind course, stick around. This isn't your grandma's financial advice. This is the unvarnished truth, Gen Z style. Section 1: Assets, the only friends your bank account needs. Alright, let's get into the nitty-gritty. What even is an asset? Forget what your high school economics teacher told you about anything of value owned. That's cute, but it's not helpful for our purposes. For us, an asset is simple: something that puts money into your pocket, consistently, without you having to actively trade your time for it. We're talking cash flow, baby. Anything else is just stuff. Think about it. If you buy a house and live in it, is it an asset? Debatable. It's a liability in terms of maintenance, property taxes, interest. It could be an asset if it appreciates, but it's not cash flowing unless you rent it out. This is where most people get tripped up. They think buying a big house is an asset. No, that's just a really expensive place to store your emotions. True cash-flowing assets *. 1. Rental real estate *. This is the OG. You buy a property, someone else pays you rent to live in it. Their rent covers your mortgage, taxes, insurance, and hopefully, leaves you a little extra every month. Bam! Passive income. It's not fully passive, you still deal with tenants and toilets, but it's putting money in your pocket. 2. Dividend stock /REITs *. You buy a piece of a company, and that company periodically pays you a share of its profits. Like mini paychecks just for owning something. REITs, or real estate investment trusts, are basically companies that own a bunch of income-producing real estate. You buy their stock, you get a slice of that rental income pie without actually buying a whole building. 3. Profitable businesses, especially scalable ones. This could be anything from a thriving e-commerce store, a SaaS product, a course you sell, or even a well-run laundromat. The key is it generates revenue that exceeds its expenses, and ideally, can run without you needing to be present 24/7. 4. Intellectual property * books, music, patents, software. Create something once, and it can pay you royalties for years. Think J.K. Rowling, but maybe with less magic and more coding. 5. High-yield savings accounts /CDs, barely okay. These are the participation trophies of cash-flowing assets, but they still pay you interest for doing nothing. Better than letting your money rot in a checking account that pays 0.01%. The common thread? They generate income. They feed your bank account. They work for you, not the other way around. Section 2, Liabilities, the flex that makes you broke. Now, let's talk about the dark side: liabilities. Again, forget the boring accounting definition. For our purposes, a liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket, consistently, without bringing more in, ***, and the worst kind. The flexing liabilities. These are the things you acquire to impress others, to signal status, or to give yourself a fleeting hit of dopamine, while simultaneously draining your financial future. They are the ultimate wolf in sheep's clothing, dressed in designer brands and riding on expensive rims. The Flexing Liability Hall of Shame *. 1. Luxury cars *O, the king of flex liabilities. You finance a Mercedes because it looks good on the gram. What happens? Instant depreciation the moment it leaves the lot. Then you've got the massive monthly payment, sky-high insurance, premium gas, special maintenance, and God forbid you scratch it. This car is bleeding you dry. It's a rapidly depreciating hole in your wallet, not an investment. 2. Designer clothes and accessories, unless reselling/collecting that $1,500 Supreme hoodie. Those $800 Yeezys. That $3,000 Louis Vuitton bag. Unless you're a professional reseller buying at wholesale or it's a vintage collectible appreciating in value, it's just fabric and leather that will be out of style next season, gathering dust, and worth a fraction of what you paid. All for a few likes and a temporary ego boost. 3. Expensive vacations, especially financed. You go to Mykonos, drop $5,000 on a week of grammable moments, and slap it all on a credit card. Congratulations, you just paid 20% interest on those memories for the next year. You're coming home to debt, not dividends. The experience might be priceless, but the financial hangover is very real and very expensive. 4. Excessive subscriptions * the silent killer. Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, Spotify, Apple Music, Peloton, Headspace, that random photo editing app you used once, that meal prep service you forgot to cancel. Individually, they seem small. Collectively, they're $100 death by 1,000 cuts every single month. Are you really using them all, or are you just paying for the idea of using them? 5. That new iPhone every year * Apple's greatest marketing feat, the constant upgrade cycle, the pressure to have the latest and greatest. Meanwhile, your old perfectly functional phone is perfectly functional. It's an endless loop of spending for marginal utility, driven by FOMO and marketing. The problem with these flexing liabilities isn't just that they cost money, it's that they often come with a whole ecosystem of additional costs, and they distract you from building actual wealth. Section 3, the opportunity cost, the real kicker. This is where it gets spicy. Every dollar you spend on a flexing liability is a dollar that cannot be invested in a cash-flowing asset. This isn't just about spending money, it's about opportunity cost, it's about what that dollar could have become if you had put it to work for you. Let's play a quick game. That $500 monthly car payment for your flex car. If you invested that into, say, a diversified S&P 500 index fund, averaging 8 to 10% return annually, over 10 years, you're looking at close to $90,000 to $100,000, over 20 years. We're talking over $300,000, that's the power of compound interest. That's the real cost of that car. It's not just $500 per month, it's potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost future wealth. That $100 a month on unused subscriptions. Over 10 years, that's $12,000. Invested, that's potentially $20,000. Is your unused Peloton subscription really worth $20,000 in lost wealth? Probably not. Rich people aren't rich because they buy expensive things. They're rich because they buy things that make them more money. They buy assets. They understand that their wealth is a machine that generates more wealth. Poor people and the flex rich are often stuck in a cycle of buying liabilities, working to pay for those liabilities, and never having enough capital to invest in assets. It's a hamster wheel designed by consumerism. Section 4, the mindset shift, from flexing to funding. So, how do you break free from this toxic cycle? It starts with a mindset shift. You need to value financial freedom and security over temporary social validation. Step 1, audit your spending, ruthlessly. Open your banking apps, your credit card statements. Where is your money actually going? Be honest with yourself. Are you spending more on looking rich than on actually getting rich? Cancel those subscriptions you don't use. Sell that car that's too expensive. Downsize if you need to. It's not about deprivation, it's about reallocating resources to things that actually serve your long-term goals. Step 2. Prioritize assets. Always, before you even think about buying that new gadget or going on that lavish trip, ask yourself, how much can I invest this month? Make investing a non-negotiable line item in your budget, just like rent or groceries. Pay yourself first, always. Even if it's just $50 into an index fund, start somewhere. The habit is more important than the amount in the beginning. Step 3. Delay gratification. This is the superpower. Instead of buying the new iPhone now, save up. Better yet, buy the previous generation model for significantly less. Instead of financing a car, buy a reliable used one with cash. Use the money you saved on payments, insurance, and interest to invest. The satisfaction of watching your asset column grow far outweighs the fleeting joy of a new purchase. Step 4. Understand true value. Does this purchase genuinely improve my life or productivity, or is it just for show? A laptop for your side hustle? Asset. A designer watch to impress people you don't even like? Liability. A course that teaches you a valuable skill? Asset. A luxury hotel stay for one night just for the gram? Liability. Step 5. Embrace being undercover rich. The truly wealthy rarely flash it. They drive reasonable cars, wear understated clothes, and live below their means. Why? Because they're busy deploying their capital into things that generate more capital. They understand that quiet wealth is real wealth. Loud wealth is often just dead on display. Section 5. Building your asset arsenal, practical steps. So, you're convinced. You're ready to build. Where do you start? Start small with stocks. Open a brokerage account. Fidelity, Schwab, Vanguard are solid. Set up recurring investments into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund or an all-world ETF. Even $50 a month is a powerful start. Automate it so you don't even think about it. Explore micro-investing. Apps like M1 Finance or Acorns let you invest spare change or small amounts. No excuses about not having enough capital. Side hustles for capital. Want to buy your first rental property down payment? Start a profitable side hustle. Freelance your skills, start a dropshipping store, offer services. Use 100% of that income to fund your asset acquisition. This is how you bridge the gap quickly. Education is an asset. Invest in yourself. Courses that teach high-income skills, books that expand your financial literacy. Knowledge is an asset that can then be monetized to acquire other assets. Debt reduction, strategic. If you have high-interest consumer debt, that's a liability that needs to be crushed first. Pay it down aggressively. Every dollar freed from high-interest debt is a dollar you can put into cash-flowing assets. It's not glamorous at first. It's not going to get you a viral TikTok flexing your new rental property, though it absolutely could, later. It's about quiet discipline, consistent effort, and making smart choices that stack up over time. It's about building a fortress of financial security, brick by boring brick, until one day, you wake up and realize you're actually rich, not just pretending to be. Conclusion/call to action. So, there you have it. The stark, undeniable difference between building wealth and performing wealth. Stop flexing for the gram, and start funding your future. Your future self, chilling on a beach somewhere, living off passive income, will thank you. Your bank account will thank you. And frankly, the planet will thank you for not buying another fast fashion monstrosity. If this hit you hard, if it made you rethink your spending, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe for more brutal honesty, and share this with a friend who needs to hear it. Let's build real wealth, together. Stay smart, stay cynical, and keep stacking those assets. Peace out.